Good morning, guys. I've decided to do a day in the life. So it is about 6:45. We just woke up. I'm gonna get started with my day. So one of the first things I do in the morning is get the dogs' food ready because they will bark until they are fed. All right, now that the dogs are fed, I'm gonna take them outside for a little bit, and then I'm going to move on to fixing some coffee. So during the week, I don't clean up a lot because there's just too much going on anyway. So while my coffee is brewing, I'm gonna go ahead and just clean up some dishes that were laying out and drying. So I actually use a giant chopstick to stir my coffee. That way I don't have like a spoon that's metal against the cup and clinking. I just use a wooden chopstick. It has become a tradition that every morning we wake up and do the hot dog dance while we're watching Mickey Mouse. So now I'm getting Rex's breakfast ready. He is a very picky eater, and for breakfast he has a yogurt, 2 veggie and fruit pouches, and some juice. So one of the first things we do in the morning is make sure that Rex gets all of his chores done. He really only has a few chores that he does in the morning. He makes sure that all of his toys are cleaned up, that his bed is made, and that he brushes his teeth. And he cannot have his iPad until all the chores are done. So while we were making sure all the toys in his playroom were cleaned up, he thought that was a good opportunity to get some toys out of the playroom and start playing with them, which is why he is singing in the bathroom. When we brush his teeth, I let him do it first. I let him get the toothbrush ready, and then I will go back over and help him do it again. So now that Rex's chores are done, we are going to get started with breakfast and preschool. While he eats breakfast, I will read him a story. So I'm just picking out what book we're going to read this morning. This has become part of our normal routine for preschool. Rex first sits down for breakfast, and while he's eating, I'll go ahead and start reading him his story. And a lot of times, once he gets done with a bit of his breakfast, he wants to join me and read with me. So since the story is so long, I'm going to cut out a good section of this. Sometimes we do all of preschool in the living room like we were doing his story, but sometimes we'll go to his playroom and we will do preschool in there. So here we are just going over his numbers, and typically we will count to 20 or 25 or 30, and he does really good with his numbers.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Way to go. Okay. Do you know what this number is?
8.
Do you know what this number is?
4.
This is 4, so which one's this? has a 1 in front of it. It's 14.
14.
Okay, try this one.
16.
Oh, high five. Good job. All right, we good. Then we also review all of the colors.
Oranges, orange. Okay, white bird, green. And the apple, red. A Wilson, that.
Oh,
And
no,
that.
He had heard James coming out of the other room, so he wanted to shut the door and kind of keep it a surprise that he was going to be done with all his preschool soon. And we also review all of the alphabet with an emphasis right now on the letter A and the letter B. He's kind of reviewing those really well, understanding the sounds they make, words that begin with those letters. And this book also allows him to trace that letter with his fingers so he can kind of get the movement down for them. I'm planning on going to letter C next week, and each week we'll have a new letter. Now we are moving on to his worksheet, and he wanted to show you guys what it looked like. And he does one worksheet every day. This month our theme is outer space, so I have a few sheets that have space themes that he can work on. Today's sheet, he had to count certain characters, and then we practiced writing the number of that character that was on the sheet. So there were so many moons and so many rocket ships, and he really enjoys this. I gave him a few choices for the theme this month, and he chose outer space, and he has just really loved it. And now we're just cleaning up after preschool and going to play because preschool is all done. We don't spend too much time on it. We don't want to spend all day on it or a very long period of time where he ends up hating it. We just cover the basics and introduce a new thing every day. So we make sure we do numbers and letters and sounds and stories and his worksheet, and his worksheets are also helping him with his dexterity, with writing, tracing. The day that I'm editing this video, he actually got to use his kid safety scissors and some glue to cut and paste some things. So I think that he is doing great with preschool so far. We're all enjoying it, and it's just enough that it keeps him engaged and it keeps him learning something new. Now we had to take out the trash because the trash trucks were going to be running this morning, so Rex came outside to help me. And everything that I've done so far is being done before 8 o'clock in the morning because at 8 I start work, so we try to get a lot done very early. A few minutes to get to play some more, so I'm really happy that we're able to get preschool all taken care of and chores all taken care of. Then we can just enjoy the rest of the day. So now I'm gonna get started on fixing James some breakfast. I am not a big breakfast person, but I was gonna fix him a little something. So I actually have my office area set up on the dining room table. I love it because I have enough space for all my stuff. I hate it because I can't use my dining room table as my dining room table, which means my Thanksgiving tablecloth is probably not going to get put on this year. So I work in payroll Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So pretty much all day I'm just sitting at this table. Oh my goodness. Well, hello, Mr. Police Officer. How are you today? So it is now lunchtime and I have Rex's lunch ready. He eats fruit in his pouch and yogurt and some juice. And then our Chick-fil-A got here too. So work is just pushed aside and we're gonna have lunch together and watch some TV. Okay, so I am back from my lunch break. Rex is hanging out in his room. He doesn't really take a nap anymore, but we still let him just go in there and just lay down with his iPad and just rest and kind of recharge for the day because he's still young and he needs a little bit of a break. So sometimes if I don't have a lot to print, the second half of the day I might spend some time in the living room just so I can be around everybody. All right, hey guys, so I am in the car and I head to the office for a little bit. I do not have to go into the office very often, maybe just once or twice a week just to kind of catch up on some filing. I'm planning on being there for just about an hour and then heading back home. So I actually work about 5 minutes from home, so it's no big deal for me to have to run to the office. I actually ended up spending a couple of hours at the office, so I didn't have much time left for work when I got back home. So I just sat back down at the table, worked for about 1 more hour, and then the workday was over. Then we went straight into playing. Sometimes we have dinner first, and sometimes we have some time to just play around a little bit before dinner. Decided to go out for dinner and go to Dairy Queen. Rex found a fancy hat, so he decided to put it on and be silly. And now we're gonna head on out to Dairy Queen. So even though I said we went to Dairy Queen for dinner, Rex did not get any food from Dairy Queen other than ice cream. Like I said, he is an extremely picky eater. He does not like French fries. He does not like chicken or any meat, but he loves fruit and yogurt, which is super healthy. So when we got home from having some ice cream, I got his dinner ready. And here's Rex's dinner. And after he got done eating, he wanted to go to our room and see one of the puppies and get them out and play. And even though it's later in the day, I'm actually just now making the bed. So now that the bed is made, I can actually use it and do some laundry. This is laundry that has been cleaned for a few days and dried, and just who has the time to put the laundry away? Because I don't. But I found some time to get the clothes out of the hamper and just put them on the hangers and get them put away. And you thought I was done, but here's another load of clean laundry that just hasn't gotten put away yet. Alright guys, that's the end of the day, and we like to relax by just sitting around and watching TV. Dishes, laundry, everything can wait. This is just time to relax. Now Rex, he's not one to relax. He likes to get up and dance whenever he can. So this is him just dancing along to the TV. So Rex is definitely a daddy's boy. He likes to just snuggle with James before bed and pretty much any other time throughout the day. Alright, so it's about 7 o'clock and Rex is in the restroom, and then he's going to get pajamas on to be ready for bed. Alright, so it's 7:30. We just put Rex to bed. I didn't want to put the camera in there in case it distracted him, but for our nighttime routine, he lays in the floor with James and snuggles while I read a few stories, and then we all snuggle for a minute before he gets into bed. And he will stay in bed until about 10 o'clock. Well, and that's when we go to bed. We'll check on him, make sure he's all covered up and good. And then he will normally yell for us throughout the night to come to our bed. So about 9:45, we will let the dogs out and get ready for us to go to bed. Alright guys, that is the end of our day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching.